Hey everyone, Serious Joe here. Lost media has become synonymous with Doctor Who. The most famous example of this is of course the over 90 classic episodes still missing from the archives to this day. But what other forms of Doctor Who related media are lost to the mists of time? Let's find out as we take a look at 5 pieces of missing Doctor Who media. The Web of Fear was the 5th serial of Season 5 of Doctor Who, which saw the return of the Great Intelligence, with its robotic Yetis, now invading the London Underground. To promote this story, a specially shot trailer was made, featuring the Doctor breaking the 4th wall, warning us of the upcoming Yeti adventure. This trailer would feature at the end of Part 6 of The Enemy of the World, and is a unique one on this list, as it has been remade a couple of times in the form of animated reconstructions. One was made by a fan several years ago, and is a good enough attempt at capturing the grainy, atmospheric 60s look, while an officially animated one was released not that long ago by the BBC to advertise the animated reconstruction released back in 2021. So as I was putting together this video, I came across a new fan-made reconstruction by H.J. Robbins, which uses deepfake technology, which essentially puts Patrick Troughton's face on his own performance. And for a fan-made reconstruction, this is incredible, and it's amazing to see what someone can do with green screen and this new deepfake technology. The original 1960s trailer, however, sadly, has still yet to be found. Doctor Who and the 7 Keys to Doomsday was a stage play that was performed at the Adelphi Theatre in London in 1974. Written by Terence Dicks, it would feature the Doctor, played by Trevor Martin, with his 2 companions, Jenny and Jimmy, as they try to prevent the Daleks finding the 7 crystals of Khan that would enable them to control all life in the universe. Whilst not technically lost, as it was never intended to be preserved after its theatrical run, no recordings of this stage play were made, whether visually or just in audio form. All we have of the performance is several promotional photos taken of Trevor Martin dressed up as the Doctor, as well as a couple of photos of the actors on stage. Elements of the play, such as the planet Khan and other plot points, would later be used in future Doctor Who episodes, such as the Brain of Morbius and the Key to Time. Thankfully, all the scripts to this play were archived, and in 2008, the amazing people behind Big Finish adapted this play into an audio adventure, with Trevor Martin reprising his role as the Doctor. This Is Your Life was a biographical television documentary series, where each week an unsuspecting celebrity would be surprised with the news that they were featuring on the show as a guest. They would then be taken to the main studio where family and friends would be waiting to talk about that person's life and their career. Sadly, due to the secretive nature of the show, you never knew what guests would be appearing on it until at the very last moment. This led to many interviews being lost over the years, as original copies were never kept. When Jon Pertwee featured on there in 1971, he had many of his family members join him, as well as Katie Manning, who he had only just met working on the current series of Doctor Who. Now, just like with a lot of lost Doctor Who episodes, only the audio remains, as well as 1 or 2 telesnaps. A reconstruction of this documentary can be found in its entirety on YouTube, made by Grant Wheelwright, and is a nice enough attempt to add in some visual aid to the old audio recording. Although it is such a shame that the visuals to this were lost, we should be thankful that the audio still survives. On a more positive note, Peter Davison's This Is Your Life was lost for years since its original broadcast, until a fan uploaded it to YouTube only last year. So the Jon Pertwee one could still exist out there in some visual form. Following on from the two Dalek films with Peter Cushing, Journey into Time was part of a proposed 52-part radio series, where the character of the Doctor, along with his granddaughter Susan, would travel around space and time having adventures. The pilot episode was the only one to have ever been made and recorded, which took the Doctor and Susan back in time to visit the American Revolution. All known recordings of this 20 to 30 minute audio have been lost, with it being very unlikely that any copy still survives to this day. Details and plots of this story were also lost to time, until several years ago when the original script was rediscovered in the BBC archives by Richard Bignell, who is an editor for an amateur magazine of Doctor Who research and restoration. The original script is now publicly available to read. In 2012, a production company called Beer Mat Productions decided to recreate Journey into Time as a fan audio, which can be listened in full on their website. While the original is still missing, it is nice that once again, fans have taken it upon themselves to recreate a piece of lost Doctor Who media. As a slightly different piece of lost media, I wanted to mention about all the early 2000s Doctor Who flash games that are sadly no longer available to play. These games were a big part of many people's childhoods growing up, and were mainly created during the Series 2 era of the new series, where each episode had its own game. Some of these flash games would also feature on the Sarah Jane Adventures website, as well as the Torchwood webpage. However, these games were a lot less documented, so the majority of them are unknown. Due to the software of Flash being removed from most PCs by the end of January 2021, and the development of Flash being stopped in 2020, classic games like Dalek have sadly been exterminated, never being able to be played again. Sadly, we can't recover all of Doctor Who's lost media, but over the years countless fans have been archiving, searching and praying that these things will be rediscovered in some form or another. And it's these fans we have to thank for many missing pieces finally being rediscovered or reconstructed. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you could think of any more lost pieces of media that I didn't mention in this video, please let me know down in the comments below. Also, if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell. It really helps me out a lot. And I will see you all in the next video.